About a month ago, I made a video saying that progress in running is not linear, and for many of us now, that could not be closer to the truth. As the 2025 cross-country season is starting to come to an end, many of us runners are starting to process the seasons that we just had, and unfortunately, for many of us, we're going to find ourselves falling short of the expectations we had for ourselves. Some of us have battled injuries, sickness, burnout, and a lack of confidence, among many other things that have caused our season to not go the way we expected it to. We might just want to call it quits, accept that we are slower than we wanted to be, and just be done with running right then and there. I myself have struggled with this, and I know hundreds of other cross-country runners have as well. So today, I want to give y'all my honest advice to anyone who is struggling with dealing with a tough cross-country season. Cross-country can be not only one of the most physically demanding sports, but one of the most physically demanding as well. Having to mentally push yourself to perform at your best, weeks on end, will take a toll on even the most experienced runners in this sport. And because of this, we often find ourselves mentally exhausted by the end of the season, which can dramatically shift the way we view our season as a whole. So instead of just immediately writing off your season as a failure, maybe try taking some time to mentally relax first. Then, and only once you have taken time to mentally relax, you can go back and process the season that you've just had. Some questions that you might ask yourself when you're processing your season might be, what races went well for you this season? What workouts went well? Which ones didn't went well? Was there specific workouts you felt good benefit from? Or were there ones where you just felt they did more harm than good? What were some racing strategies that gave you good confidence this season? And what were some strategies that didn't work? Just going back and learning from all the little details from your season that you may have missed in the moment because you were too caught up in, oh no, I ran a bad race. Well, what if we take time to process and say, well, what caused me to run this bad race, right? And when we're mentally worn out, it can be very easy to miss these little lessons that come from failure, because failure is obviously a great teacher. And if we get too caught up on the failure itself, we can't sit down and think, what can I learn from this? So instead of just writing off your season as a failure and moving on, take what you can from it. Learn what lessons you can so you can better apply them next season and come out as a stronger runner in the process. And then, once you've taken some time to process your season, maybe you should change the way you measure your success in your season. Now, one of the biggest problems we face in cross country is the clock at the end of the course. Too many times we cross the line, look at the time on that clock, and immediately write off our race as a bad race. I'm sure many of y'all are guilty of this. I know I personally am, and it's something that I've had to work on a lot this season. Cross country and track are two different sports for a reason, and the times you run in cross country are one of the least important factors of this sport. Say, for example, you set your PR on a flat, fast course. Would you then be upset if you didn't PR on a hilly, muddy, and overall much worse course to run on? I mean, obviously not, right? But too many times that's what we allow ourselves to do. In track, you're comparing the same course every single meet. You can directly compare your results in track because you're racing under the same conditions. Cross country, however, you're racing on variable courses, and the course can play a huge role in what times you run. Now, am I saying completely ignore the times that you run? No, but you shouldn't let your times determine if you feel you've had a good race or not. This might sound cliche, but if at the end of your race you can say that you gave it your all, then that is something to be proud of no matter what time you ran. One of the things that helped me deal with a tough season and being injured was forgetting about the clock, forgetting about what times I ran, and just going into each race with the mindset of I'm going to give this race everything I have, and if I run a slow time, I can say that I tried my best, and that's something to be proud of. So even though it might be difficult, try and forget about the times that you ran this season, and instead focus on it from a perspective of, did I give it my all each race this season? And once you stop worrying about the clock, you can start enjoying what running is truly about. Oftentimes in cross country, we put our emphasis solely on racing. How we perform in races can easily become the sole purpose of why we run, which can be a very big mistake. So ask yourself, are you running because you just want to be faster? Or are you running because you are in love with the process of getting faster, the training and the miles and the runs that go into making you a faster runner? You'll find that athletes who have fallen in love with their sport and the training that go into it often perform the best in their sport, and that is no coincidence. If you love the training that goes into racing, you'll find that no matter how bad of a race you have, you'll be able to bounce back from it. One of the mindset shifts that has helped me personally this season was viewing racing as a part of training, not the pinnacle of training, just part of the training itself. I no longer put racing on a pedestal. Racing is just part of the process of running. I don't run because I want to race. I race because I love to run, if that makes sense. And because I've made this mindset shift, I now find it easier to bounce back from tough races because I know that racing isn't why I run. I run because I love the process of running. And I think that is something a lot of us could use, is if we can fall in love with the sport of running, we'll find that we no longer worry about how we perform in races, because we aren't here for racing. We're here because we love to run. Running is a beautiful gift given up to us by God. But if you get caught up in your results from races, you can miss what running is truly about. Fulfillment in running isn't found in your race results. It's found in the early morning workouts with your team, the long runs, the easy runs, all the mileage, surrounding yourself with people you enjoy being around, being able to go out there every day, no matter what, and just go for a run and find peace and enjoyment in the process of training and running. So I'll ask this again. Do you genuinely love the sport of running? Or are you in it just because you want to race and get good results? Because if it's the latter, maybe you need to take some time and shift your mindset from racing to running, which leads me into my fourth point. As I mentioned earlier, running can be one of the most physically and mentally demanding sports out there. So it's no surprise that by the end of the season, most of us runners are burnt out and worn out and physically exhausted. Our bodies are slowly breaking down and mental fatigue starts to creep in, which is why I would highly recommend taking an off week at the end of each of your seasons, both track and cross country. Especially if you've been struggling with any kind of injury over the season, an off week is critical for healing and recovering and being able to bounce back from a rough season. Now you may be thinking, but won't I lose fitness? I mean, I'm not running for a week straight. Yeah, you might lose a little bit of fitness, but not enough that you can't go and gain back whenever you start running again. The amount of fitness you may lose by taking a week off will never be able to outweigh the value of recovering mentally and physically and having time to mentally reset and allow your body to fully heal and recover. Because you may not know it, but your body will be breaking down after a long season. And not giving it a week to rest could further compromise your next season, whether that be track or just your running in general if you catch an injury. So I would strongly recommend taking an off week at the end of your cross-country season. A good time for us high schoolers is Thanksgiving break when we're off from school. You're not having to have organized practice, maybe, at least my team doesn't because that's when we take our off week. But it's just a good time to allow your body to heal and recover. Whether you feel it or not, your body needs time to recover. And besides, you can use this time off to further process the season you had, like I mentioned earlier. Now this may sound cliche, but one of the best pieces of advice I can give you is not to give up. Unless you're a senior about to graduate who plans on never running again in their life, the end of a cross-country season is not the end of your running career. The beautiful thing about doing cross-country as a sport is it doesn't end when you graduate high school. Even if you don't plan on being on a college team, running is something you can do for the rest of your life. See, what separates the good athletes from the great athletes is how they handle setbacks. And one of the best ways to learn how to better handle setbacks, and one of the only ways to learn how to deal with it, is through experience. So when I say don't give up, think of it as a test within yourself. Maybe you're having this tough season to teach you how to build resilience and how to overcome the struggles that running inevitably will have with it. So are you going to let one bad season be the end of your running career and define you as a runner? Or are you going to use it to learn how to bounce back and better handle setbacks and make yourself a stronger runner? I'd say the choice is up to you. I know what I would pick, and that would be to learn how to bounce back stronger from a tough season. So if you've had a bad season, know this. It's not the end of the world, even if it may seem like it. If you are struggling with dealing with falling short of your expectations, realize that this is a test of your resilience and your ability to overcome and adapt to challenges in your running career. A tough season can teach you how to build back up and how to push yourself in ways that no amount of training can teach you. So like I've said before, progress in running is not linear, so don't let one of the downs stop you from reaching your next up. So take some time off, rest, recover, process your season, and get ready to get back to work, because your next season may be your best one yet.